Hi everyone, welcome to the session. In today's session, we are going to discuss about data collection in the digital age. The very first question that we need to answer is why the data collection is required, what we want it to do, right? So, as we all are familiar with this concept, that nowadays we are moving towards a world where we are having a data all around the world, either to make a virtual assistant that might be your Google Assistant or maybe a Siri, or you are using your smartphones or the smart watches in your hand, right? That describes your health insights, or you're using our YouTube recommendations, or looking at the security sites from the HDFC or any other bank sites, right? Or we are trying to talk about like how the auto tracking cameras are gonna work. Everywhere we are generating a data that is increasing on the daily basis, or even in the seconds or on the minutes duration, the data that has been generated is in the tremendous amount, right? Now, why we needed the data? Have you ever wondered how your Gmail is able to classify your emails in the form of whether the given email is a spam or the given email is a non-spam email? Or if you look at the spam folder of your email or the Gmail history, you will see that the data or each email that you are having, some might be from some lottery or congratulations or some unsubscribe or the Wikipedia kind of the emails that you might not be looking at. Now the question is how that Gmail application is able to identify whether the given email is or should be marked as a email, as a spam or a non-spam email. Second thing, you all have seen, right, nowadays, starting from the biometrics or to the facial recognition attendance system, we can go to the Alexa, Google Homes, or able to detect the frauds that has been happening in the credit card. Not only here, we do have the restaurants that are going to take the automatic orders, or we do not have any person in the checkout counters. We just pick up the items from the shopping mall and do the billing by automatically, or self billing, we also call that. Now, the question is how my system is able to identify which item has been purchased by the user, how much amount has to be given, right? And how to do that particular transaction. The limitation is not here. Nowadays, with the advancements in the technology, the surgeries or the virtual assistants help the doctors to do the virtual surgeries. That helps the doctors to do, okay, what are the possible connections or what are the possible flaws that can happen during the surgeries. Now, the question is how all these things can be done, right? To do all the different kind of a predictions or to understand how the data is coming in place, we first need to understand, or we first need to gather the data, what is happening in the past, how the decisions has been taken in the past. So for this we needed a huge amount of a data. The data sources can be from anywhere. It depends on what type of objective that we are having in hand, whether we are trying to understand the emotions or mental well-being of the people, or we wanted to classify an email as a spam or a non-spam, or we're trying to look out the importance of a topic or the text from a particular topic, right? No matter what kind of a task that we are taking, we need to understand or we need to go through the data. Now the data can be of the different formats. The data can be from the textual format, ranging from the text to the audio, video, or maybe the images, right? Now, what can be the sources or from where we can gather the data, right? The data is generated on the everyday basis from the social media. You go to the Twitter, maybe the Facebook, maybe the YouTube, or the Instagram, from where you can directly collect the data that the users are posting on the daily basis. Not only that, if you go to the public sites or the Gmail, you can get the emails from the different groups, what kind of a promotions has been happening and all. If you wanted to look at the educational sites or some information sites, you can go to the Quora or maybe the Wikipedia or some Q&A forum. Not only this, you can extract the data from the books, journals, or maybe the medical prescriptions that has been given by the doctors based on some particular disease or some particular problem that a person is facing through. If you wanted to look at the computational perspective of the data, we can go to the GitHub and extract the code that has been given on that particular topic and check what are the different codes that has been written by the developers, right? Now, as the data is coming from a different formats or different sites, the format of the data that we are gathering is going to pose a different challenges for us. That you can have a look at it in the NLP thing. Not only this, the data is not generated in the textual format only, but the data can be in the form of a videos or maybe the images, or it can be in the audio format. If you wanted to have a look at the video or the images data, it can be from the secondly like the social media post, right? We are posting our images, we are traveling and posting the images from here and there. Along with that, we can have the images or the video data for the facial recognitions or maybe the attendance system that we are taking. We can take the videos from the YouTube or maybe the surveillance cameras that we are having or the CCTV cameras that we are having in the home or in some public places. We can have the video data not only from that but also from the YouTube videos or maybe from the movies or the serials that we are having or that we are watching on the daily basis. Also, we can get the video data from the traffic analysis to understand what kind of a traffic is happening and what are the peak hours in which the traffic is going to be a lot more, right? But if you're talking about this kind of a data, do we have the data sources or do we have a places from where we can directly download the data is the first question. Yes, we do have the sources from where people are going and whatever data has been collected, they are posting it there, right? Some of the sources or some of the free data sources is from the only India data sources, right? This is a Digital India initiative that has been organized or that has been started from the government of India. And from here, you can gather the data that has been, that may be from some surveys, whatever is happening on the government side, maybe looking at the hospitals, looking at the malnourishment, looking at the soil conditions, looking at the agricultural data, any kind of a data, you can look at it. You just need to visit the given website, data.gov.in, and different type of a data based on your requirement, you can download it. Not only this, we do have another free source of a data that is a Kaggle. Here, the different developers or the different people or different communities are coming. They do host the competitions. Followed by that, they also post a different data sets that are free of cost available for you to do the some predictions or to learn the predictions, right? Followed by that, one more or like a majority of a people are using this data set, which is also a free of cost. That is from the Arvin machine learning repository. You can go to this archival link and extract the data, whatever data you would like to have. Followed by that, many research has been happening in the machine learning domain or in the if we talk about the deep learning. And nowadays, whenever a people are doing the research, they also do upload the data in the repositories. One of the sources from where you can extract the data is the Zenodo, where the people who are publishing the papers are also uploading the data in this particular site. Okay. Now, what if, whatever the aim that I'm having, the data is not available anywhere freely, or anywhere free of a cost? Then, in that scenario, what should I do? In that scenario, you are supposed to do, or you can try three different things. One is you can do the crowdsources. When I'm talking about not available freely, it doesn't mean that it is not available on the internet. It means that you are not allowed to download the data. Okay, maybe if you go to the Kaggle, you can directly download the CSV or maybe the JSON or maybe the Excel file. But if you go to the Big Basket or the Amazon or the Flipkart and you wanted to analyze how the price of a different products are changing on the daily basis, the Flipkart or the Amazon people are not going to give you that kind of a data. It is available to you to just see the data, what is happening on the daily basis, but directly you cannot extract the data, right? Now, the very first way of collecting the data is with the help of a crowd, right? Crowdsourcing, we say. How to do the crowdsourcing? Just by simply taking the survey. For example, you just wanted to have a look at it. Okay, let's suppose I would like to initiate a new brand of a chocolate. I wanted to know what are the opinion or whether the people in the market or which age group should I target for my chocolate brand. Whether the old age people are more into the chocolate or the youngsters are more into the chocolates or kids are more into the chocolates. For that, what I wanted to do, I wanted to know the opinion of a people, right? What kind of a taste they are liking. So for that, you can do the surveys. The surveys can be offline as well as online. You knock up the door, go to the people and ask. You go to the market, collect the data, ask the questions from the users, and just write down the data. One way. Another way is you just create a website, publish it to a different social media post, and gather the data. Second way of collecting the data is a web scraping. That is, data is available to you, but it is not available to you to directly download it. It is not available in the form of a particular data set. That is not in the CSV, maybe in the JSON or any particular file format, it is not available. For example, you wanted to extract the data about some stock prices, right? If you go and search for the stock price, you can obviously get the data, but you cannot directly download the CSV or some particular file. That is a problem. In that case, what you can do, you can write down the piece of a code that is going to download or that is going to extract the data from going to the particular website. Whatever is the required information, you can try having it in your system. You can specify, okay, I wanted to start this code at this particular time and run it automatically. And it is going to collect the data for a month or maybe a year, whatever duration you would like to have. Okay. Some websites or some particular web apps allow the data collection with the help of APIs. APIs is nothing but application programming interface, where you are saying, okay, I would like to extract this kind of a data. Okay, you are going to send out a request to the given server, and the server is going to respond you with the data if that kind of a data is allowed to be extracted from their system. Okay, but one thing that you need to keep in mind is surveys are okay if people are willing to share their information, it's completely fine. But when you're going through the web scraping, you need to go through the ethical considerations as well. Many of websites are not allowing you to extract the data free of cost. They'll not allow you to extract the data for the promotional purposes, right? They explicitly mention that the data that we are having should not be used or web scraping is not allowed. So you need to read about it first, whether the website has mentioned any such kind of allegations or not, right? Second, or the safest option that you are having is using the API calls. Many web apps are allowed or they will be allowing you to call the API and extract the data based on whatever is your requirement. What are such websites? You can go to the YouTube and ask for the developer accounts. They are going to provide with you with a key value pairs, which is going to be unique for you only. And with your ID, you can extract whatever kind of a data you are requesting for. Maybe you wanted to know the information about Guvi's educational YouTube videos that you are having. You wanted to know what type of comments they are having, right? Different videos that they have posted, how many likes or the dislikes a video has received, right? What kind of topics are in the trend, who are the influencer in the YouTube, that kind of a data you can extract it from the YouTube, right? Let's first talk about the crowdsourcing or the survey. When we talk about the crowdsourcing and the surveying, your aim can be anything. Firstly, you can do the market research. You might wanted to know in your organization whether the employees are satisfied with the job or not, whether they are okay with the salary structure that they have been provided. When I'm going to the interview, what is the exit ratio or how many people are actually joining the company. Let's suppose we are giving some training. We wanted to know the feedback from the students, whether they are liking the training or not, what are the difficulties that they are facing, right? So, depends on what is the purpose that you wanted to fulfill, what is your objective. Like that, you will be extracting the data or you will be downloading the data, or you will be asking the people to give the feedback, or you will be asking the questionnaires based on that. Now, whenever you are doing the surveys, you need to keep few things in the mind. Very first thing is, what is the distribution of the sample, right? Now, whenever we are talking about the distribution of a sample, we should not pick. Let's suppose I would like to know whether the students are okay with the content that has been delivered in the YouTube, okay, or the education content that has been given. Now, I'll not be picking the feedback from the students with the biasness. I'll be having a random survey. Okay, anyone who is coming and watching the videos, I'll be asking whether you are liking it or not. Not only that, I should also be making sure that the people who are coming and watching the videos, are they all belong to the one particular institute, or are they all belong to a different categories, or what group we are the people that they are liking the given video. Secondly, once we are done with okay, how the sampling distribution is, once we are done with that, the next most important thing that we need to consider is, what is the question that needed to be asked. Whether to understand whether the people are receiving the content or not, should I ask which part they are not understanding, right? What are the content that they are expecting and what they have received, how much they have received, or should I give some assessment test, kind of that. What is the right question that needed to be very carefully undergone. The surveys can be of anything. It can be an online survey. Let's suppose you started floating a Google form and started the survey. Completely fine. It can be a face to face service. That means I'm calling a person, that person is sitting in front of me, and I'm asking few questions from that person. One to one conversation. Another way can be a telephonic survey, where I'm calling a people or I'm calling the candidate and I'm asking the questions. Next thing can be a paper based survey, where I'm giving up the form and I'm asking a user to fill up the form. Once you collect the data, now the next step that you needed to do is analyze the data. Extract how the people are behaving, what are the insights that you can gain. Followed by that, once you extracted the information, you wanted to do some kind of a predictions. For that, you will be either using artificial intelligence, machine learning, or deep learning. Whatever kind of a data that you are receiving, based on that, you will be performing the analysis and doing the predictions, right? Now, when we talk about okay, the survey or the way of collecting the data from the survey is very easy, right? The most difficult question or the most difficult perspective when we are designing the survey is, what is the right question to ask from the user. Once the questions are finalized, what is the mode by which we will be taking the survey, whether it is going to be the online, or it is going to be the telephonic, or the face to face, or a paper based survey, right? This is a one thing or one way of collecting the data. Another way of collecting a data is going to be the web scraping. That means I'll be going to a particular website. For example, I'll go to the website of the Guvi and I would like to know what are the different courses that they are offering. For that, one way is I'll directly call the coordinator and ask. Maybe the courses are going to be changed in few months. Then again, I'll call the coordinator and ask. That seems to be a little tedious task for me. Firstly, gathering the information about the coordinator, getting the email or getting the phone number of the coordinator. Another way of doing that is you can write down the code in the Python or any other programming language, whichever is preferred to you. We'll be using in this session, we'll be using a Python as a programming language, and go to the website of a Goofy. The information will be listed down, and you just execute the code that is going to extract the information from the Goofy's website. Make sure that they do not have any allegations or any obligations for restraining the scraping from you, right? You can extract the data from the website with the help of a web scraping and extract whatever is the information that you are required for. Now, how to do that? For that, we are going to have a look at the few codes that we'll be doing right now. Okay? Now, When we are talking about the web scraping, what do we mean by that? We are saying, okay, let me go to a particular website. It can be a Guvi's website, it can be any Wikipedia, it can be any kind of a website that I'm having. I'll be using some of the softwares or I'll be using some of the scripts, right? That is going to automatically go to the website, extract the information from the website. Followed by that, once the extraction has been done, I'll be storing the data in a particular file format that I'm okay with, or in which I would like to format or I would like to store my data. The file format can be a CSV file, it can be a JSON file, it can be an Excel file, or it can be any data structure as well, or a database as well, right? The database can be a structured database or the NoSQL databases. Now, enough of it talking. Let's do some coding and try to understand what are the things that we can do or how to extract the data when we want to, like when we are saying, okay, let's do the web scraping, how to extract the data or what are the steps that we need to follow to extract the data. So these are the some of the libraries that we are going to use to extract the data. First is going to be the one of the library that is going to help us to do the extraction of a data is the beautiful soap. Scrapy, Selenium, Request, URL, and all, right? Let me just show you how to extract the data. Just let me share my screen. Okay. I hope my screen is visible to you all. Okay, fine. Now, what we are going to do, I have created a Google Colab file, right? To create a Google Colab file, you just need to go to the Google Drive, right? There will be a button on the left hand side top corner which is saying new. In the new, you are supposed to click on you are supposed to click on the more, and there you will get a link called the Google Collaboratory that is going to open the same screen as of mine. Here, clicking on here, you can rename the file with whatever you want it to have. The extension of a file is going to be the IPython notebook, right? Now, the very first thing that we are going to do when we wanted to extract the data is we needed some of the libraries that is going to help us to extract the data from the website. Okay, the minimum libraries that are required is request, HTML5 library, and the beautiful SOAP 4 version. To do the installation of these packages, we are going to say, in case you are using a Jupyter Notebook or the Google Colab, to do any kind of installation, you just need to write exclamation mark pip install request. This is going to install the very first library that is called as a request. Second library that is required for us is pip install HTML5 lib. Okay, it doesn't matter if you are giving the space after the exclamation mark, it's completely fine. Next, exclamation mark pip install bs4. Okay, these are the three libraries that we are going to use, or these are the three packages that we are going to use in our session. Now, let me just execute this piece of a code and wait till the installation is done. Okay, till it is just rotating, it means that the code is still on work. Okay, now to add a new cell or to add a new cell of a code, you can click on this code, or to add a new text cell, you can click on this part. Now, as you can see, this BS4 has successfully been installed, right? And the BS4 is installed now. Now, we are going to import the packages. The very first package that I'm going to import is request. Import request. Now, afterwards, I'll be importing from BS4. Let's import beautiful soap. Beautiful soap. Okay, and let's see whether the imports are successful or not. To execute this, you just need to press Shift and the return or display button. That is going to check whether that is going to execute the piece of a code that you have written in the given cell. Now I'll be giving the link the link of the web page from where I would like to extract the data. Now, for the time being, I would like to go to the Guvi's official or the home page and extract the data from their page. To do that, I'm creating a variable that is called as a URL. You can give any URL of your choice, whatever you wanted to have, from wherever you wanted to extract the data. Now, for that, I'll be using the URL as https www.goofy.in slash. If you look at this, this is nothing but the URL of the Goovies website. Now here, I'll say, what is equals to, this is a request library and request dot get. Get here means go to that particular URL and extract the data. Now, the parameter that I'm going to pass is a URL. Okay. Here, I can specify what kind of a data I would like to get, right? What are the parameters? I'm saying HTML5 lib. Now, this is going to give me the data, or this is going to extract the data from the Goofies website in my system, in my Python code. From here, I would like to have r.content. If I execute this piece of a code, whatever code has been generated in their web page, everything is coming here. Okay, everything is coming here. Just 3 lines of a code and the required libraries that is going to give you the entire data from any web page or any link. Right now, can you see this web page is very noisy and I'm not able to read the data that is available here. So if you wanted to read the data, right, this request library is going to extract the data for you. And the beautiful soup is going to make the data readable for you. So that like it is going to make sure that the data that you have extracted can be aligned or can be indented in a particular way so that the readability of the code or readability of a data becomes really easy for us. Now, to do that or to make sure that the data is readable, right, I have stored the data that I have got in the variable called the R, right? Or you can just say instead of a R, you can say result. Here, you specify result.content and you get the state, right? Now, after that, I'm going to say, let me clean the data. Cleaning here means let me format the data in a particular way so that I can see each and every element from the web page. To do that, I'm going to say beautiful soup R or the result dot content. And how I would like to read the data or in what format I would like to read the data, I'll say HTML5 lib library. And this is going to be, let me just have output. And now let me show you the output in front of you. And you will see the formatting that has been given here. Wait a minute, let's see. Result.content. Okay, output.pre, TTI, F5, pretty fine. Okay, let's do the prettification. Now here, the item that has been appearing here to you is in the little bit of readable format compared to what we were getting earlier. Okay. Now, once the data has been prettified, or once you got the given data, let me just show you from here. Copy it here and paste it. Okay, so this is a URL that I'm having, https colon double slash www.goofy.in, and I'm saying okay, request.get URL HTML5 lib library, and I'm just having this result.content. Here, I wanted the content to be available in the form of a beautiful shop, or I wanted to prettify the content. For that, I'm saying okay, beautiful soap result.content html5.lib, and let me just print this. Okay, Now here, can you see the difference between both the output that we are receiving here? Here, each and every link or the data that has been available here, it is properly formatted in my case, right? It shows, okay, this is a paragraph. This is nothing but the HTML tags that are available, and this is the text that has been written inside the paragraph, like that. Okay. Now, the question is, this is a too much of a data, right? I'm not looking for the entire data. I'm looking for some specific part of a data. Question is how to get that specific part. Can you help me getting that specific part? Yes. To get that particular specific part, you're going to say output dot find. Here the find is going to go to the code or go to the output variable that you are having and going to find whatever attribute or whatever tag that you are looking for. Whenever we are writing the code or whenever we're writing the script in the HTML, we generally write the tags. Let me try to form or let me try to search for a tag called the div because we keep the data in the different divisions. Now let me keep it in the form of a variable called the table. And in this particular div, I'll say okay for row in table dot find all. Okay. So in this division, I would like to look at a particular item or a particular class that is having a drop downs. Where the courses about the Guvi has been mentioned. I'll say attributes. Attributes are going to be in the form of a dictionary, and these attributes includes a class, should be drop down, menu, space, nav, first, tab. Now, from here, I would like to find all the paragraphs that is available here. That is, I would like to print row dot find find all find all. I would like to find all the paragraphs and print the data that is available in this particular class. Okay, let's see what happened. Okay, we do have a table that is a output dot find div, and after that I'm saying okay table dot find all div. The attributes that I'm looking for is a class, and here I do have a drop down. Okay, the spellings of FIR first tab, first hashtag, and the print. Okay, now this is the data that is available to us. So this is the heading that has been given, that is the Zen classes. After that heading, I do have a live online intensive program 100% placement support. Followed by that, they do provide the course on the full stack development program. Not only that, they learn like they are asking for learning on JavaScript, HTML, CSS, Java, data structure, and all. Now, I'm not, this is still the HTML code, right? I'm not interested in this HTML code. I wanted to extract a particular piece of information, not this one. So for that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to find the text that is available inside it, inside the given paragraph. So I'll say here all paragraphs that are available in this drop down. Now, all these paragraphs are going to be read one by one. That is for paragraph in or paragraph. Let me just try to print the paragraph. Right? One paragraph, that is what is the content that is available, that is a Zen class. Right? After that, the second thing should be the online class or live online classes, like that. I wanted to print one by one. In the paragraph, we do have a text attribute that is going to give me only the text from the given paragraph. If I execute this, as you can see, the very first type or the very first text that is available in their drop down menu is Zen class live online class. Live online intensive program plus 100% placement support. and the Java full stack development. We are now able to extract only the text that is available inside the paragraph, right? Now, once the text is extracted, I wanted to store that given data that I have extracted right now in the form of some database or in some file. You can use any kind of a database management system such as a MySQL or the MongoDB. If you do not want to go in that direction, you can use any kind of a file. It can be a CSV file, it can be Excel file, it can be a JSON file as well. To do that, let me just create a list above it that says data, empty list. And in this data, I would like to add, uh, in this data, I would like to add this text that I'm having. That is data dot append, paragraph dot text. And at the end, let me just show you the data. Now, a list comprises of each paragraph as a one element is coming in front of us, like this. Then class, live online classes, and so on. Now, I would like to convert the given list in the form of a table so that I can store it in the form of a JSON or maybe the CSV or maybe the Excel file. To do that, we are going to use a pandas library that is going to help us import pandas as PD. Here, the pandas as PD is just giving a new name or the alias name to the pandas. To create a data frame or to create a structured data or tabular data using the pandas, I'm going to say df here represent the data frame. Df is equals to pd dot read or pd dot data frame. Here in the pd.data frame, I'm going to say I wanted to get the data frame of the data that I have just created. That is a list. This entire list, I wanted to convert it in the form of a data. Now for this, I wanted to have the column names is equals to courses or yeah, courses that has been offered in the Google. Now, I wanted this table to be stored in some particular file format. Let's try to save this data in the form of a CSV file. For that, I'm going to use df.toCSV. Here, this df is nothing but the data frame that we are having. And the 2CSV is saying, okay, the data frame that is available to us needed to be converted in the form of a CSV file. Whenever we are having two CSV, that means we are converting the data in the form of a file. That means we wanted to store the data in the form of a file. We also needed to give the name of a file in which by which we wanted to store the data. Let's suppose the name of a file that we wanted to have is courses underscore Guvi. And once you are using two CSV, that means the extension is also required. Dot CSV. Here you can specify the mode in which you wanted to store the data, and I'm saying mode is equals to W plus. Now this time if you execute the same piece of a code again, go to the file formats. Here you are having, look at it. This is the name of the file that I have said that I wanted to create. If I go on the left hand side panel, you see courses underscore goofy.csv has been created. You just look at the time that it is having. It is just the Thursday, October 26, 2023, 18:38, just right now, right? If you double click on this file and you wanted to have a look at what is the data that is placed here, you see this is the same data that we have extracted from the Goovy's website, right? Not only this, not only the paragraph that you can extract any kind of a data. Okay, you can extract any kind of a data. For example, let me just close this. This is a one way. You went to or you go to a one particular attribute, or you went to a one particular division. Inside that division, you're going to the drop down menu. It's not restricted to that. You can go and say, okay, I wanted the data from this particular tag. Inside this tag, I wanted this particular text. You can get whatever you wanted. Let me show you one more thing that we can do. For example, here we want to say, okay, the table that I'm having is going to be output dot find def. Okay, output dot find it. That means I'm trying to find all the data that is available in the different divisions, right? Now, in this case, I'm not looking for the paragraph anymore. I'm looking for the links that the Guvi's website is using, or that the links that are available in the Guvi's website. For that, I'll say, okay, let's create a links that is empty list, and I'll say for link in table dot find find all. For the link, we use a tag called the a. That is a hyperlink that we use to create. Now here, I would like to print a link and href. Hyperlink href here represent the link that the user are using. And if you execute it, you are going to see these are the links that has been used in the Goofy's website, right? Rewards, referral, forms.goofy.in. This is the app that they have. This is the different links that they are referring to for the placement preparation, for the hacker kit, right? And these are the links that you can extract from. Not only this, not only the links, you can extract the images that are available that they have used. You can use text. You can extract the tables that you are using and whatever kind of a content that you wanted to have, and store it in the file in your own easiest format that you would like to store, or in whatever format that you are liking, right? This is the first way, right? One way of extracting or downloading or getting the data is with the help of a service. Second way of gathering the data is with the help of a web extraction, that is a web scraping. But whenever you are doing the web scraping, make sure that no one is having any problem with your website to extract the data. Look at the ethical considerations as well, okay, before you proceed. Second thing that we are having is, let me just, okay. Second thing that we can do is we can try to have the API calls. What is the API? Application Programming Interface, where we can request a particular web page to extract the data. We can request a particular web page to extract the data, and we go to that particular web page, get the data, whatever we wanted. Okay, so we can do that as well. So the APIs are going to be helping us requesting the data we wanted and extract that required data. Now to do that, what we are going to do, let me just share my screen again, and let's go to the Google Colab, right? I hope you can see my screen. My code is visible. Can anyone tell me? You can see my screen. Seems like it is not visible. Okay, just give me a moment. Let me have a look at it. Okay, is it visible now? Okay, I hope it is now. I hope this is visible, right? Okay. Oh, I'm so sorry. In the last session, I guess, like when I did the coding for the web scraping, that was not visible, right? Okay, I'll share the link with all of you to like go through the code that you are having. I'll just share a link that you can extract, or you can have a look at the code that I'm having. Okay, I'll just paste it in the comment section. You can directly get it. Okay, now let's come back to the code, right? And for the web scraping, for the API calls, let's try to have a look at it, how to extract the API or how to get the data using the API calls. Now, for that, what we are going to do, we needed to go to the particular web page from where we wanted to extract the data, right? It can be any case that they provide the APIs, right? It can be a YouTube API, it can be a Twitter API, anywhere you can go and extract the data. For that, for the timing, I'll be using the API call from the data.gov.in, right? I do have a link. Let me just help you walk through the links that I'm having. Just give me a moment, okay? Okay. Now, here the very first thing that I'm going to do is I'll go to the web page of the data.gov.in. Okay, I'll press enter. Now, this is the official website from where you can extract the data. Official website of a data.gov.in, and here they are provided with these many data sets, right? They do have a 13,070 catalogs, and you can go to the website and download the data, whatever kind of a data you would like to have, right? I'm going to the catalog, and here also you need to make sure that the catalog is going to have the APIs. So for that, what you can do, catalog API, yes. That means you're going to select that particular catalog which do have the API calls or API request available to us. One, very easy. Let's try to have the data about the soil moisture. Okay, you can use any data, no problem at all. Just click on this soil moisture and you will be redirected to that particular page where the data is available. For this, what you wanted to do, you click on the catalog API. Here, I hope you can see this. You click on this catalog API and you're going to get the entire description, how to extract the data, how to get the data. So see, this is the link using which, this is a unique ID that has been used only for me, or because I have been logged in the system. Here, if you click on this drop down menu, you will see what are the parameters that you can try it out. API key, this is a user API that you can use. And if you click on the try it out, you just click on it, you get the data in the form of a whatever you want. For example, here I'm saying XML, or I'm saying JSON, or I'm saying CSV. You can specify the type of a format that you would like to have. For me, I'm taking the JSON format, right? You click on the execute and they are going to give you a link using which you can extract the data. And they are also going to show you the kind of a data that has been extracted with this link. This is how the data is going to be extracted, right? Now, if you wanted to go back to our web page, you just take maybe the screenshot of this, right? Or you can try it out yourself, look at it, how it is working, right? After that, let me go back to my screen and let's try writing down the piece of a code that can help me extract the data. Okay, coming back to the Google Colab API or the Google Colab, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to copy the data or copy the API request that is available to me. Okay, the link that was generated for me to request the request URL that is available in the screen. For that, I'm going to say, okay, the URL that has been given to me is this. Okay, that I have extracted from the API. Here you see what is given in the URL, the link, the catalog, the ID, the API key that is used, and the format. That is a JSON format of the data. You need not to copy the code that has been available here directly. You can directly get the key or get the link from the data.gov.in website. Go to the any catalog. Every catalog is going to have a different link. Based on your requirement, you can extract the data. Okay. Now, this is the URL that has been given. The same thing as you were using in the web scraping, that the same thing we are going to use. Here we'll say, okay, the result is nothing but request dot get URL. That means I'm requesting to go to this given URL and extract the data, whatever kind of a data is available. And this data is going to be in the HTML5 format. Now I wanted to show the data. I've given the semicolon. I wanted to show this data. To show the data, I'm going to say print result dot content, and you execute this code. Okay, in case last time it was not visible, make sure that you have imported these two libraries, that is a request and the beautiful soap. Okay, without the request and the beautiful soap, you won't be able to hit the URL and extract the data. Now here, as you can see, this is the data that is available, right? The index name, this, the title, soil moisture, created on this, updated this, everything. Whatever data was available in that URL, that data I'm able to extract. Now the same thing I'm going to do, I'm going to use a beautiful soup, right? And from here, I would like to get the content. Result.content, right? Here I'll specify the content should be in the HTML5 library format. This is my output, and this output should be printed. That is print output dot certify and execute it. This output that I am generating, or the output that I am getting from the data.gov website, right? This is an API. Remember this, right? The data that I'm getting, I'm beautifying or I'm prettifying the data. Now, this is how the data is available to me. The sector is a water resource, right? And how many total number of data points that they are having, this much, these many data points they are having. The record is from the Uttar Pradesh Merit, and the date is this, right? Agency name and the extra information that you are having. In case you have missed it, let me just go through quickly what we have done for the web scraping as well. For web scraping, you needed three different libraries. First one is a request, HTML5 library, BS4. BS4 here stands for the Beautiful Soap version 4. Then you imported these two libraries. Import request, BS4. You give the URL that you are having, https://www.guvi.in. I use the Guvi's website to extract the data. Then I'm using request.get URL, HTML file, and look at the content that we are having. This content looks very messy. I'm not able to read this content. Now, because this request is going to give you only the content from the web page. Now, what we wanted, I wanted the content to be in a readable format. To make sure that the content is formatted properly, we're going to use a module, or we are going to use a package called the Beautiful Soup, that says, okay, whatever content that you got, whatever result that you got from the request, take the content that you are having, convert it in the form of a HTML5 flip. That way, you will be having the structured HTML format when you're saying, okay, output.prettify. Then you're going to do the prettification of the data, and this is how the data is going to structure. To get the data or to extract the different tags that is available in the HTML file, you're going to say output.find. Find is going to give you one tag. Find all is going to give you all the available tags. You can specify the attributes in the form of which class that you are looking for or which ID that you are looking for. Inside this particular div, I was looking for the paragraph and I said P. Here the P stands for the paragraph. And I said, okay, let's look at the paragraph one by one, extract the text from each paragraph, and store the data in the form of a CSV file. These two lines are doing that. Afterwards, I said, okay, let's not only look for the paragraph, let's try to look at what are the different links that they are referring to. To extract the links that they are referring to, the tag that we are going to use is A, right? A, and inside the A, I'm going to use href, that is going to stands for hyperreferencing, right? Which are the links or the exact link data or the exact link text that is given in the page. So the first link is this, then the courses, Zen class, full stack development course, data science course, automation testing course, and all. And you can store this data in the form of a pandas data frame and save the data in the form of some particular file. Afterwards, we have gone to the API calls. I've shown you a very small example. With the help of an API call, you can go to the data.gov.in website, go to the catalog and request for the API. Check how the API's call can work. You can get the data that is available like this, structure the data using the beautiful soup, and whatever kind of a data you required, get or extract the data and save it in the CSV or the JSON or the Excel file, whatever your format is. Okay, let me just stop sharing the screen. Yeah, anyone, any questions so far? I'm sorry, I was not able to read the comment in between the session. Yeah, anyone, any questions so far? Yeah, I'll send the Google Colab link in the chat box, right? Or let me just, I tried sharing it, but I guess, okay, copy the link. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, will make sure that the link is pasted in the as a comment. You can have access to it after the session is over, right? Okay, any further question? No? Okay. Then for the day, let's wind up the session. I hope you got to know how to extract the data with the help of a different libraries that we are having. We can do the web scraping as well as we can do the API calls. What is the mean of sharing by a big companies? You can, as far as I am familiar, you can extract the data from the YouTube. You can extract the data from the Facebook, a limited amount of a data, as well as from the Instagram, some limited amount, not all the data, obviously. Followed by that, you can extract the data from the Twitter, that is now a paid. You can get the data from this data.gov, right? There are multiple resources or multiple places from where you can extract the data. Okay. Bye bye, everyone. For the day, let's wind up the session. If you have any questions, please paste. Will they earn money? Some of the companies share the data just for the research purpose, right? Okay. Bye bye, everyone.